The Samsung Galaxy Note 2 to date is the largest smartphone on the market. It has a massive and vibrant 5.5-inch screen, equipped with the improved S Pen, along with improved apps, a hyper-fast quad-core processor, and near-latest Android version Jelly Bean. It's capable of 4G LTE as well as HSPA+, and it's soon to come to 5 US major carriers. Looking to go large this holiday season? Well, read our review to see whether you should buy this phone tablet hybrid or not. The biggest drawbacks to the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 is it really is big. It may be too big for some. It also can be considered too expensive. Many of the features I've found are pretty gimmicky and unreliable in practical use, and they are pretty buried in the menus and kind of unintuitive. The S Pen can be a little too sensitive and can cause accidental touches. Also, the S Pen doesn't work with the menu and back soft buttons along the bottom row. You have to use your finger for those. The key reasons to get the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 are the big, the bold, the bright and sharp 5.5-inch Super HD AMOLED screen. Plus, it includes an improved S Pen stylus with improved apps. It isn't cutting edge latest, but it is Jelly Bean on this. With the large battery, you can get extended use out of this thing. The new software is absolutely loaded with features. It is my personal opinion that the Galaxy Note 2 will probably appeal better to males or those with larger hands, or if you're a basketball player. I've also seen a lot of women appeal to this because they have a place to put this in their purse. It definitely appeals to those who really like to use a stylus on their phone or tablet device. It's great for note-taking, scrapbooking, or I've seen a lot of enthusiasts that really love the extended space that you get with a larger screen. Looking at the design of the device, it's very much just like the S3. It's just much larger with not as many curves. It's obviously more thicker to hold the larger battery, as well as the stylus that is in the bottom right corner. And at first I was worried that this could slip out, but it's very snugly tucked. You can't help but see that 5.5 Super HD AMOLED screen. It has 1280 by 720 pixels resolution. Naturally, when these devices start to get large like this, the battery starts to drain faster, but included is a 3100 milliamp battery, and it more than takes up for some of that slack. Let's talk about the S Pen. It's improved from the last time, whereas it's not round all the way. It's round most of the way and flat on one side. This avoids from rolling off of a table. It's far superior to the C Pen, which we reviewed. Those differences are, if you look at the tip, it's far thinner, and the pressure sensitivity of this, it gives you completely accurate pressure. Now, it doesn't work with the Galaxy S3, it only works with the Note 2. Conveniently, when you pull the S Pen out, and if you don't have your pen passcode on your phone, when you pull it out, it'll open the S Note app to get you started to go and start drawing, writing, or anything like that. You'll notice that there is a button on the new S Pen, and when you press it and draw a line straight up, you'll invoke what's called quick commands. With these, you can draw a symbol along with the word weather and pull up the local weather. Just the same as you can send an email, look up maps, call someone, or even send a text. Now, my earlier complaint about the pressure sensitivity being a little finicky in places is due to a feature called AirView. Now, on most other places where it's not needed, it tends to invoke some of the clicks that you don't want. So it's a little bit of a learning curve to get used to that. However, when you use AirView where it's intended, it's awesome sauce. For example, I don't use the email app, but if you do, you can look at your email list and just hover the pen about 1 centimeter away from any of your email, and it'll give you more content. Do this also in the gallery app, and you can preview pictures in an album, or if you're watching a video stored locally on your phone, not those on YouTube, but those locally, you can scrub through the video and get a good preview. How awesome is that? Samsung has really made this device about note-taking and scrapbooking. For example, you can crop virtually anything from a picture or a web page and drop it into the scrapbooking app and go back and do some notation later. My overall opinion of the S Note app is that it's okay. Yes, it brings many new features. However, I find it a bit rigorous. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the learning curve, but accidental handwriting marks, moving around, or even moving elements, constantly switching back and forth between modes, it can get tedious. However, if you're dedicated, it can become rewarding. Since this is a new Galaxy device, it does include S-Voice, which is Samsung version of Siri. It can create appointments, send text messages, call folks, and a whole lot more. Also, since this has Jelly Bean, you get Google Now. Please note that you have to update your Google Search app in order to get access to Google Now. You do lose that convenient swipe up to invoke Google Now, but you do get all of the goodies that come with that, that being superior voice recognition and a superior voice search assistant. The cameras on this device are superior. On the front, there's a 1.9 megapixel camera, capable of 720p video calling or vanity shots. On the rear, you have an 8 megapixel camera capable of full 1080p HD recording. And for you pros out there, you can dial into the settings and really get some DSLR-like experiences out of this device. Just like the S3, you get all of the photo goodies like burst shot. Just press and hold the shutter button to swiftly take 6 pictures per second up to 20. You get best shot. Take up to 8 photos, and the software will help you pick the best one and toss it, or not. Face detection, panorama, share shot, HDR, and Buddy Photo Share. The Galaxy Note 2 introduces 2 new modes, one being Best Face. When selected, the phone will snap a few pictures, and when you review the results, tap the yellow box on each face and pick the best face from the selection. Lastly, it includes a low light shooting mode. The version that I have for my review was from Sprint. Sadly, I didn't get a 4G LTE experience, even though Sprint just unveiled their LTE network in Chicago. On average, I received about 2 megabits download and about 3 megabits upload. This I found weird, whereas when I use AT&T or Verizon LTE devices, on average I get about 13 down and 3 up. And even if you talk about T-Mobile's bastardized 4G, that's HSPA+, I get well over 14 down and about 1 up. I hope that this was just something in my case, but I traveled my city north, central, and south, and I got pretty poor results. The call quality, I'm happy to announce that this was really superior. The caller that I talked to said this was the best phone audio by far. I'll say this with caution, but to date, at the time of filming, the Galaxy Note 2 is the fastest smartphone out there. Now, there is opposition from the Nexus 4, but as you see in our benchmark test, it scores high off the chart, and right now, it's the king of the crop, thanks to a 1.6 quad-core processor. I used the Galaxy Note on average about moderate to heavy, and I was able to get about a day, sometimes a day and a half off of this extremely long battery life. That's excellent. There are a plethora of reasons to buy the Galaxy Note 2. A few include the massive and gorgeous screen size, the S Pen and advanced note-taking features, plus quick commands you can use, the near latest version of Android, the cameras including next-level features, superior call quality, 4G LTE, hopefully your carrier has a better experience. Not to mention the processing power of a computer in your pocket. The Note 2 is really a big phone. Unless you've become accustomed to the large Android phones, its size is its gift and its curse. If the size scares you, then run away. But I would highly recommend this phone to anyone that's in the target market. This has been Antonio Wells taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 for Sprint, and I'm signing out. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button and hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+.